Good morning, everybody. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is where we get to meet new people. So as you look around, see somebody you don't know, you gotta say hi to them. If you're online, you need to put something you're thankful for about somebody else on the chat.
Ooh,
Yeah, we're gonna mix it up there. So you got 1 minute, ready, go. Yes, right. Keep talking. Hi, how are you? I'm Steve. Hey, Tasha. Time to get going.
Yeah. Okay, before we get started though, if you used the training room yesterday or day before and you took our wonderful clicker anywhere, someone please bring it back. It's gone. So,
Our clickers go on.
yeah,
Now what are we gonna do?
I know. How are we gonna advance the slides?
We gotta mouse it.
We gotta mouse it.
That's right. All right, let's start with our vendors and affiliates today.
Yep, perfect. Okay, so yes, go ahead.
Hi, Sarah with Great American Title. You also might know Christy, she's usually with me. We've got 16 locations, guys, around the Ozarks to serve you. What I really want you to know is that we get the market we're in. We understand how important every single transaction is, every single closing is. We want you to know that we get that and we're picking up the phone and we care as much about that closing as you do. And we want it to be a great experience with you. We want your business to continue to grow because of us. So I just want to say that. I've said it. If you guys are interested, you need to make a change, you need to add a second closer into your life and your business, please call us. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Christina.
Hi, Christina Ferrante with 417 Home Loans. I just wanted to share with you guys that the times are a little tough, but we're gonna get through it together. Flat Branch has bought a printing company called Printzilla. We can print you 1,000 business cards for $30. We don't charge at all for it. We also have booklets, which Amber has taken advantage of, some of you have seen. Less than $1 for my company to custom create any buyer's guide, seller's guide that you would like. Just a partnership with you guys because we love you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's a great
All right.
update. Thank you. Okay, as we're moving towards the back, Haley.
Hi, Haley with Onward. I just wanted to come in and introduce you all to a new face at Onward. We have Katya here. She is helping out with our agent marketing. So if you pop by leadership office and see her, come say hi.
So what all does Onward do?
Onward does transaction coordination, marketing, sign running. We have the beautiful baskets by Mockingbird Designs. Pretty much anything that you need.
I'll answer that everything. I couldn't live without it.
You need it, we probably have it. Yeah, so Katya has a great background in marketing through other companies that she's been a part of. So we're super excited to have her part of the team. So we can use her skills to help our agents and their marketing needs. So thank you. Cool. Anybody online? Yes, no, maybe so? Nope. Oh, I think Landon's computer froze, so we're gonna.
He's back on. I'm trying
Okay.
to get him as a co-host.
Cool, okay. Perfect. So do we want to advance the slides? And then we can
Yes.
keep going? Okay, so today is our beliefs, and this is the Y4C2Ts. If you've walked down our hallway, you've seen them on our walls up there. So this is what we believe in at Keller Williams. And it's always fun when we talk about as a team what your favorite one or what maybe one of them is sticking out to you. And I think in the thing right now is win-win or no deal. In those conversations of your transactions, what does a win look like for you? What does a win look like for the other side of the transaction as well? And also knowing that your win doesn't mean have to mean their win. And it comes through that communication, right? Seek first to understand, and then you're able to work through that together. So it's always fun and it's always a great just reminder of which one sticks out to you, and it could be something different every week.
And we live by these. That's why these are down the hallway. So every day you walk down, it's a reminder that this is why we are so successful, because it's not about, obviously, yes, we're here to make a business, but it's about how we take care of people. So I just love that that's our main belief system.
And it's one of our biggest Kellerisms. So Keller Williams has their own language.
Yeah.
We almost need a dictionary to explain all of
Exactly.
it.
All right, and so because we have such great culture, we nominate a culture person each week.
Ooh, yes.
Denise
Denise.
and I was last week, and she just texted me that she's dealing with an issue going on with a contract we got put together. So I will read who she's nominated. If you can click to the next screen.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
I thought you were reading. Oh.
Don't call people you're not supposed to, don't get in
That
trouble.
was a fun one.
And she says, I think I will nominate Trey Watson. He's always kind and welcoming to everyone, and he jumps in where needed and always has a positive attitude. He's a great guy. Do you happen to know Trey's phone number?
I do. Sometimes he doesn't think I do, but it is 417-773-4023.
So you need to text him and say, congratulations, you're the culture winner for the week.
417-773-4023.
Act now.
He's
Call.
actually driving to Conway right now, so this will be a nice surprise for him.
That's right. One more time, give it to him.
417-773-4023. Operators are standing by. for your call.
Exactly. But wait, there's more.
But wait.
It's broker time.
Ooh,
Mr.
Jim.
Jim, what do you have for us?
Not much, except that, you know, as we get to the end of the year, most of you forget to put the right date going
Yes.
forward. So you'll end it on whatever. You list it today and then you end it on something 23. It doesn't happen anymore. You know, we're probably not gonna close. So just make sure you get those right, because then you'll end up with something from the board. Or maybe you just won't be able to submit it. A lot of times they do that. They'll just kick it back to you. But just keep an eye on that, especially when you're signing contracts too, to make sure you get your date correct on the closing date if you're handwriting stuff. Other than that, I think we're good. We've been Don's been really busy.
Welcome to 2024.
We're gonna throw out some reminders the next few weeks also. There are almost always contract changes on January 1. So please, as the January calendar comes out, look at the calendar training day. I know we have some groups that bring their whole team to relearn the contract on January each year. So there will be a change. You'll get up January 2nd to write an offer, and it'll look totally different to you.
And as soon as, sorry. Wow.
It shows her up.
I know, it's just contract changes. So as, you know, my love for compliance, we always get a red line version as well from MAR. So as soon as we get the red line version, we will make sure to send that out. The red line version means that they will go through and update any verbiage, strike through things that maybe have been removed, what needs to be added. So it's a quick guide to have. So we'll send that out. So be on the lookout of that. And I think GSBOR also sends that out as well. So just make sure you keep your eye out for that.
But sometimes GSBR doesn't get it till 2 or 3 days later, because
Yep.
MAR just pushes it out and it's like, okay, we'll figure it out. So, all right, speaking of calendars, we're halfway through December. Can you believe it?
I know.
You got all your Christmas shopping done?
No, not yet. So one thing I wanted to mention, yesterday we had our first ever Monday Morning Madness Tabata Legion. If you were on the internal Facebook page yesterday, you maybe saw Shannon doing a couple of push-ups. Disclaimer, no one had to do push-ups during Legion time. However, there was 4 people that attended yesterday and they set 16 appointments.
Huh.
16 appointments,
Yeah.
yes. 4 people. So not many of us, including myself, can say I set 4 appointments yesterday. So that's why being in this environment is so important. Do you have a next day scheduled? Sorry, you just took a bite of a donut. Thank you, Matt, for the donuts.
I believe, yes, thank you, how are you? I believe it is the second Monday in January.
January, okay.
Mhm.
So be on the lookout for that. Second Monday in January, we'll do another one of those. Please come and join. The energy in here was pretty fantastic, and 16 appointments, that's pretty cool to see going.
When you're around other people, it's easier to do the activities.
And it's fun because you have, so for some of us, if we can't focus for a long time, you know you only need to focus for 20 minutes, and then you can take a break, have conversation about what worked, maybe what you need help with, and then you can get back on to it as well.
Yep.
So then as we're looking in, we actually have a contracts class again, tomorrow, admin mastermind. So this month, if you have an admin on your team, we're actually doing a breakfast at First Watch. Please let us know if you're going to attend so we can make sure we update that, but that will be at First Watch within it.
Which First Watch?
Thank you, on National, First
Okay.
Watch on National, yep. Then we're going into the holiday season. So the market center will be closed December 22nd and the 25th. And then we won't have a team meeting on the 26th. So mark your calendars for that.
Yep. Also Highway 60 people, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Road route coming your way then. Also, if you still need to get a client event in, we still have the backdrop up there and you can do multiple looks with it. Yes. But that's there for you to use. It's a great thing. We've had several people do it, especially at night. I drove by one night and there were several families coming in to do family pictures there. We're gonna talk about, next year we might have that up even earlier.
Okay,
So we'll
cool.
talk about that a little bit later on.
Great.
Jason, you're online, aren't you?
Jason is live from the Nixa office. Would you like to give us an update on our happy hour in Nixa?
Yes, so can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Welcome.
Welcome. So next week on Thursday, we're gonna have a happy hour from 4 to 6 at the Nixa office. So that's December 21st from 4 to 6. And we're just inviting everybody to come down, check out our Nixa office and let's just time to all get together.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the address is up here. If you didn't know, we had a Nixa office, we do. So if you are based out of Nixa and you would prefer maybe to rent a spot there, we do have spots still available. But even if you're not operating out of the Nixa, please come join us, be able to meet. We have some agents that operate out of the office, be able to meet them, network with them. And we really want to start taking our community and culture here and just have that as an extension as well. So we're starting to do more events there just to get people into the building. So
And what's really cool, while we're doing our team meeting here and it's zooming out, there's usually a group in Nixa and a group in West Plains and a group in Lebanon. And so we have satellite groups all over. So when you
Yeah.
see like, how many are on today? Probably 20 cameras are on, but it could be 50, 60 people joining us from all around the place. So
And Jason, I will only attend if you dress up like Santa in this photo. So if you need a Santa costume, I have one as well.
we do.
I now have a Santa and an elf costume.
Yep. Okay, so this is winter of renewal. We almost have all of first quarter's team meeting set up. But today we're gonna talk about how to set your vision for this next year. And then next week is one of my favorites, is ugly Christmas sweater meeting. So wear your ugly Christmas sweater and we'll go up to that adorable backdrop and we'll do a giant group picture afterwards.
Or your favorite Christmas sweater.
Or favorite,
You
it doesn't have to be ugly. Maybe you don't think it's ugly.
Maybe you don't think it's ugly.
That's like the one time I said to this person, hey, that's a great beard for No Shave November. And she was so mad at me. So I've learned, don't tell somebody it's an ugly Christmas sweater. They may not think it's ugly. So
Do you have a slide for what we're talking about next week at team meeting?
I do. It'll
Okay,
come up in a second.
okay, awesome.
But first, let's talk about money.
Money, well, payment, not receiving,
Yeah.
sorry.
Loss of money.
Yep.
Yeah, so board dues, I think local, state, and national is all going up around $11 total for the year. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's about what the number is gonna be. So we're looking more on the 525 side of it. If you have some closings coming up, put it away or use it because it's technically due by January 1. If it's due without a late fee by January 31, after that's a $50 late fee. And the stat was phenomenal, not phenomenal, it was terrible. How many people did the $50 fee last year? It was thousands and thousands of dollars that people paid. So go ahead, know it's there. You gotta do it. Just get ahead of
And
it.
so when we talk about board dues, we're talking about Greater Springfield Board of Realtors. So we have some agents a part of other boards as well. So this number is reflecting for the GSBOR. January 31st, like Mike said, will be the first due date without a late fee. February 28th, if you do not have it paid by then, your license gets shipped back to the state, unfortunately. It's not our rule, it's the board's rule. All of your business will then be transferred to Jim Bolin and he will be our highest producing agent for March. So if you would like to support Jim, that's how you can support Jim. If you do not, please get your renewals due. Now, a couple of notes. You will start receiving calls from our leadership team because we really want to make sure you're aware of this and prepared for this. We know it's a time of the holidays and just tax time, all the craziness. So you're going to receive calls from us as reminders. This is something different than your monthly fees that get automatically deducted. You have to log into your portal and pay it manually. It does not get automatically deducted. So if you think, oh, it's on auto pay, great, it'll be taken care of.
Nope.
No, it will not. So you will be that person on the list that will get charged a late fee if you keep waiting, and we'll be letting you know that. However, if you want, you could also call the board, but you can easily do it online as well. So just keep that note in mind that you do have to go in and do this yourself.
But you should get an email in the next couple of weeks where you can just click the link, it'll take you straight in to pay it.
Mhm.
So you don't have to go hunting to find it, it should be there. And that, again, that'll probably be in the next couple of weeks.
The
And,
only way you can pay,
pardon?
you have to pay online.
You can go ahead and drop off a check, I think, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They can use your card that's already on file, but it's easier, yeah. Also, side note, December 19th from 4 to 6, we will be doing like an agent mixer also at Go Burrito, which is on Republic in Kansas. If you've never been to Go Burrito, you should really try it out. It's really delicious.
Yep.
But Paulina will be hosting that, and it's also wonderful, gorgeous Christmas sweater theme. May not be ugly to you. Again,
Adorable
adorable
sweaters.
Christmas sweaters, people, is
Yay.
what she would like to say.
Okay, then, guess what? Family reunion is about 2 months away.
So crazy.
Oh. I need to rest. Okay, it's gonna be fantastic. We got a bunch of people that are going down this year. I think they even have another slide up here. Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins, not related, two incredible speakers. Go ahead and start following them on socials. I've started following Mel, and some of the stuff she puts out is great. I've been sharing some of it.
She's like the woman version of Ed Milet. And we all heard Ed Milet either at family reunion or when we played the recording or shared the recording. Mel is absolutely phenomenal. If you
Yeah.
haven't listened to her podcast or read her books, she has the 5-second rule book. I would highly recommend that. Absolutely phenomenal. And we probably have all heard of Tony Robbins and how powerful he's going to be as well.
Absolutely. So it is coming quickly. We do have some guest tickets for agents at other places that qualify because we want them to sometimes see what all is available to them. So if you know something that might be of interest, get in touch with us. We'll see if they qualify and it will cover some of their costs to go too.
How cool is it that at our holiday party, we were able to give away a ticket and Brittany Williams, who is somewhat of a newer agent, won that. So
Yep.
I'm super excited for her, just because it's an opportunity. At times, financial hardships could be a reason why, and now she can be able to go to Las Vegas.
Oh, and family reunion, it opens up your mind to all the bigger stuff that you've not thought about yet.
Yeah,
So it's pretty cool.
that's truly where you get to see the bigger picture of KW.
Yeah.
That's where I was able to see at my first family reunion. It was like, wow, it's much more than just buying and selling real estate, and it's at a much grander scale than right here out of Springfield.
Yeah. And so we'll get you more info on that coming up, but it is definitely worth it. And with Allegiant, it's a one-stop flight. So you can get there without sitting in the Dallas airport for 7 hours and all that kind of fun stuff. MAPS Coaching is the biggest coaching program in the country, and they have an event each year. And who runs MAPS Coaching?
Our Jen Davis here out of
Yes.
our market center. She is the VP at Maps Coaching.
So last year they had an incredible glow party, rave party, dance party with a DJ.
DJ Warren Peace.
Yes, who's actually from Vegas. So they booked House of Blues and we have it reserved for the whole night. If you're already a MAPS client, you get in free. And then there will also be some guest tickets we can get also.
Mhm.
But it was fun. It was in the arena, like an old basketball arena at Anaheim last year. And this will be a little bit more intimate because it won't be as big of a spot. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But that is coming up too, so mark your calendars on that also. All right, numbers. A lot of people are getting houses for Christmas. Under contracts, look at them this week compared to last week. They jumped. Last week, we had 7 houses that went under contract in 1 day or less that were new listings. This week, 23. Also, new listings went up. The only thing that went down was contract or closings, and that's normal. Middle of the month, it usually goes down and then it comes back up. But something's going on. There are more listings, there are more contracts. If you compare to last year, oops, I hit the right button. Last year in GSBR, over here, we had 264 new listings this week last year, 209. That went down a little, but the contracts keep going up. Make sure I'm looking at the right numbers. When I'm looking at them backwards, no, I've got them backwards, sorry. 209 compared to 160. We are way up on listings from last year. So everything that was freaking out last year, we're kind of coming out of it. For the people who are being productive and doing the stuff, like coming to Lambada.
Careful what you say.
Takata. I don't,
Legion.
Legion, there we go.
There you go.
And let's look at what went on with this. This went up. The number of active listings Monday went up. Last year it went down. Year before that, it went down. COVID went down. 2019, it did go up a little bit, went down, went down, went down, went down. Something's going on. More people are getting into it. If you're not lead generating, you're missing an opportunity because there's something happening out there and people are starting to get back into it.
And I've talked to some agents that have said, wow, this is like my busiest time I've ever been. And I'm talking to some agents that are also saying, I feel really slow. So if you are one that are saying, man, I am just killing it right now, please tell us what you're doing. We want to learn from you. We want to hear what you're doing so we can share with other agents. If you're on the other side, you're saying, man, I really need some more extra motivation. And it's really slow right now. Come schedule a time with Mike, myself, or Shanna so we can sit down with you and get a game plan. So we can go into 2024, we're already rocking and rolling. So
Yep.
regardless of whatever side, we want to hear from you.
Well, like Jim said, we're already into 2024.
Yeah.
Unless you have a cash offer, way to go, Elise. You're not gonna get anything else in for December unless it's a normal contract. So you've gotta start thinking, okay, first quarter's already happening. Are you doing the stuff or not?
So we'll see everything show up in about 60 to 90 days for
Yep.
what you're doing today.
Realtor stuff, another party, 12/14, which is that Thursday?
Yep.
Uncle Bentley's YPN party. Ignore this one, that's going on right now. I forgot to change that slide. This is something new coming up. It is called Dashboard. So GSBOR will now have an easy spot. You'll sign in once and then all the stuff you're automatically signed into. So you can just click the button and get to it. Like if you need to pay your yearly thing, somewhere it's on here, manage payments. But if you want to go ahead and sneak a peek at this, I don't know if I was supposed to put this out yet, dash.gsbor.com/dashboard. But it's going to be a very user-friendly website that has everything with one click on each of these different spots.
Awesome.
Is it live now? Or is
It's-
that just?
I don't know if it's actually live, but you can at least see it. That was sent out to brokers to get a test run on it. So welcome, you all are part of the broker community for one day.
We have our GSBR president here, so we get a little early
What?
access to things.
Actually, that just went out to an email everywhere. I don't know if I'm supposed to share it, but there it is. Okay, we're talking about people who are doing things and having success. I want to show you a sneak peek for something for next week. That's from Catherine Stanislawski, our agent in Rolla. She was gonna be here today, and we were gonna do some interview things with her about what's happening in Rolla and why it's working so well. But this is a promo from the Christmas event she did in November. So people could have Christmas cards ready. And so she's gonna talk about some of the great things that she's doing there. How many of you are in property management? A lot of you are. She is too, and guess what? There was a house that had sparking wires this morning. And so to make sure it wasn't burning down, she could not come down today, so she's gonna zoom in with us next week. But she's gonna talk about how she did that. Look at these buyer guides and seller guides. And she's also gonna talk about what the heck these green sweatshirts are about. Something's happening in Rolla, and it's something we can copy and use here, so that's next week. So this is kind of a teaser for next week. We got another teaser for next week too.
Yeah.
And so Rolla is on fire, literally, because the wires were.
I mean, some of it's
That's terrible.
Ah.
That's terrible.
okay, awesome.
Did you know most arsonists really have a burning desire?
No,
Here we go. Someone take away this Diet Mountain Dew. Okay, so next week's topic, I'm super excited to talk about. So when we close out our transmittal books, normally when we look at our list side to buy side sales close, we're normally buy side heavy. And this last month, we were very list side heavy. And so the conversation we had as a leadership team was, one, do our agents know what a 7th level listing means? So if you've read Shift, you've seen what a 7th level open house looks like, but do you know all the ways in your listing that you should be capturing buyers? In the last couple of years, we haven't had those opportunities to capture the buyers with our listings. That's why we want listings, is because it brings in buyers from sign calls. And the Grady's team, their second form of leads are from their sign calls. And so we want to tap into how can you maximize the most out of your listings? What are the extra steps or the marketing that you can do to make sure that you're going to bring in more business and you're actually bringing down your cost per lead from that? So that's going to be really exciting to talk about next week, and we'll dive into that. So please be here, especially if you are heavy on listings.
I just had a thought. Can we do a quick role play?
Oh, sure.
Pretend you're a buyer calling on my sign lead.
Okay.
So you got to ring a ring.
Oh, I have to ring ring?
Yeah.
Ring ring.
Oh, hello, this is Mike.
Hi, this is Rachel. I just drove by this house and I wanted more information.
Oh, which house is that? I have so many listings.
It's actually 1234 Main Street.
Oh, yeah, that one just went under contract. Sorry, can't help you.
Oh.
How many people do that?
More than you know. Unfortunately, more
Oh
than
my
you know.
gosh, they want to buy a house in that area. So what if you already sold that one? There's ways to get that information. That is someone who's reached out to you, okay? So don't do that.
It's the easiest role play I ever had to do. Okay.
But we're gonna dig into that deep. Shannon's got some ideas. Claire's gonna be down to help us. But that is, I mean, the number of leads they're getting off sign calls and knowing how to take care of them is incredible.
Yeah.
Sorry, that just hit me a second ago.
That was great. That
Yeah.
was great, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this week, what we're kind of talking about is the vision for 2024. And when we first put this together, it was the idea of what's the market center's vision? But then we thought, oh my gosh, how many of you have not set your vision yet for the year? So in Keller Williams' world, we focus on, it used to be called the 135, and now it's called the GPS. How many people set a goal for the year, for next year?
Cool.
Okay,
Love it.
most people I know set a goal and that's all they do. And outside of Keller Williams, I didn't know you're supposed to go past that. So every year we had a goal, hey, we're gonna sell this much stuff. Good luck. And then November, we're looking like, did we make or did we not? So what is the GPS that we do?
Yeah, so GPS says on there, goal, priority, and strategies. So when we talk about our goal, what is our one big goal for the year? It could be in terms of GCI made, it could be in terms of number of homes sold, whatever you want it to be, that is your main goal. And that is going to be our North Star for our business as we're looking towards it. Then we're gonna break it down into priorities. So these are, what are the 3 main priorities that are gonna help me get to that goal? So it could be in terms of lead generation. It could be in terms of leverage on that side, or operations. It could be added into, maybe it's more of, outside of your lead generation can get broken down into more, but lead generation, leverage, and then more, what is your tech stack or what is your tool? So we have a system, tool, and a person. You can break it down into that as well. And then each priority, you have 5 strategies. You don't have to have 5 if you don't want to. It's not a number you have to hit, or you could have 10. However, the goal is all of this will be fit on 1 page. If it's more than 1 page, it's way too long. And that's from Gary Keller, not from myself. So each priority will have 5 strategies on what are you going to do to help you get to that priority. It could be that you're going to focus more on listing side of it. So your listings are going to be 50%, 60% of your business, whatever it may be. And you can break it down that way.
So we're gonna walk you through how to put this together because this all sounds great, but then you go, oh my gosh, that's overwhelming.
And when Mike says it's a foreign concept, I actually spoke at a networking group maybe 6 months ago, and I talked about what a GPS is, and it was like, it blew their minds. And the thing that I have to remind myself is the resources that we are provided at Keller Williams, it's not normal.
It is not normal.
It's not normal in the real estate space. It's not normal in the business space. Because there are a lot of small businesses, and when I've talked to them, they don't have a P&L. They don't have a way to track their finances, or a lot of their finances may be the stack of paper on their desk. So each of these different concepts, we have to remember to remove our bias or our blinders that we can't assume that everybody knows, just like we can't assume that everybody understands how to create a GPS, because for transparency, it takes us 3-4 years before we're finally getting in the groove, and now we understand of how we can maximize it.
So we're gonna go through what I call the goal setting triple spreadsheet. If you want this, email me and I'll forward you one that you can make of your own. But here's kind of how we do it. And this format has worked great for the last 2 years. So, I thought I heard echo. So here's the Keller Williams Greater Springfield GPS for this year. Our goal is 500, 500. Our goal is to have 500 agents. And the number is important, but it's more important that every number has a name. And our second part of that is we want to help achieve 500,000 in profit share, money shared back to agents. That's our goal. If we just said that, good luck, we would have no clue what to do. But then.
How many of you were at Coffee for Closers last week? And, okay, awesome. So I unfortunately couldn't make it. However, I heard there was a lot of great conversation, and a couple of the panelists had talked about how relationships are the most important things to them. And I agree, just like every relationship is here is important. And we have to have a number to it because that tells us how close we are to it. That tells us if we're on track to win. And so by doing this, we have 500 agents, and it's not necessarily just to hit the 500 like agent count. It's how many lives can we impact? And if we know that we hit to that 500 agent mark, we are helping impact so many lives. We are having 500 agents in our market center that have said, hey, we see you, we see your goals, and we know how we have a plan to help you get there. So that's why every number, it has a name, because every one of you have a specific reason why you got into real estate, and we tie a number to it because we also know we need to have numbers based to help track our numbers.
So this is your template to show you how to do it. From here, here's our priority one is growth, and we've got that in the gray shade.
Can you blow that up a little? It's a little
Um,
tiny,
Let's see.
like a,
I'll let you blow it up. We've learned I shouldn't touch things. Okay.
it's still kind of tiny and, yeah, but
We'll zoom through.
Oh, there we go. It's a little bit better.
Okay, so there are the three, and this was 2 months putting this together. Every Monday we meet and put things together on it. So we have our 3 priorities. And then we have a strategy underneath each. And then you'll see where it says TL, ATL, PC. This tells who is driving each thing. So if you're a team of 1, you're the driver on everything. If you have 2 or 3 people, you can subdivide it out. Then over here, we went down and said, okay, who's the specific driver for this goal? And when is this supposed to be done? And on the side here, we put check boxes. So like something that's supposed to be done every month, it feels so good to check off a box, doesn't it? And say, oh my gosh, yes, that's done.
Especially on your disc profile, some of you,
Yes.
you know, you write it down just to check it off because you just did it.
But like-
Speaking from experience.
Yes, bringing people to events. Well, there's family reunion, and we've even put a little tab in there to remind us. There's Red Day. We want to invite other guests to Red Day. So this is a sample for you to see how to do it.
Couple of things. One, we don't get it right every year, right? Every time we do this, we learn how of ways we can improve it. So for instance, whenever you're setting your goals, it needs to be SMART. And it means specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So every goal you set, you need to be able to look at that goal and say, did I hit this, yes or no? It can't be, there's like this gray area of like, well, I kind of did it. When you look at it, is it a yes or no? So then we know how to track that. Then you have a driver. Who is going to be the person that leads this initiative? It doesn't mean, so for our perspective, Mike may be leading an initiative, but we all still have to have buy-in and we all still have to care to help move it forward. However, it may be his stripe on a beach ball to own that specific portion of it. Then the other part that we realized is, and this was from last year going into this year, is that some of our goals, we said, okay, by year end, let's hit them. Well, not everybody has a high assertiveness. If you're taking the KPA, you know where you're at on the assertive scale. And for some, and I'm gonna say my husband because I can, if I said end of the year, culture winner, yep. If I said end of the year, November, here we go and say, oh, now I gotta make sure we get to it. Why would you put that much pressure on yourself if you went through a whole 11 months and then you have 30 days and it's just absolutely stressful to hit your goals? So we have implemented the 12-week year. And if you haven't read that book, highly recommend it. So now we're taking our goal and we're chunking it down to 12 weeks at a time. So we have our quarter goal. So then we know at the quarter, did we hit it, yes or no? So we're increasing that level of assertiveness and the responsiveness of it. The goal is now shortened and now we have a tighter time frame. So that's what we really learned this last year going into next year. And that's where we've broken it down to the goal date where you see a lot of it is either monthly or quarterly.
Yep. So you see there's 4 tabs down across the bottom here. This one is the sample. So you have an idea of what to go off of. Then this is where you can build your own. So goal, list your main goal here. List the team members, list the priority. This is to help you put your own in place. And over here, we put all the boxes in, but you can get rid of any of them that don't work. So this is to set up your goal for the year and your vision. And it's set, I believe, in Excel it works. I'm not sure in Google. It should be able to print on one page where you can stick it up on your bulletin board where you're looking at it every day.
Adeline? Lindsay Sowers.
Hey, Mark, you're on speaker. Thank you.
Okay, that is spreadsheet 1. Here's spreadsheet 2. So these 3 things, if you will fill them out and stick them on your wall, you'll know where you're going. This is based on the economic model. So I need a guinea pig. Who knows kind of their goal and volume for the year? Anyone? Tim, how much do you want to sell this year?
I have 2 goals.
Okay,
My main goal is 60 transactions for the year and my non-negotiable goal is 37.
Cool.
37. Do you have a volume idea on that?
A volume idea on that is gonna be 15 million.
15 million. Okay, so up here, you notice it's in red. We're gonna put. So you can customize this thing.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes. How much income do you want to make this year?
Well, I mean, that would be a GCI of, $450,000,
Okay. And do you know what your average commission is?
7,500.
You notice he's got all his numbers. He knows where he's going.
Yours are wrong
Yeah,
though. Five
you're
minutes.
missing a zero.
Then you got,
He's gonna make 45,000 this year.
That's gonna hurt.
Yes, it is.
It's gonna hurt bad.
On this formula, when you fill in these three, it's gonna do everything else for you. It says to do that, you probably need to hit 60 sales, which was the number you said. Okay, this, for most of you, these are the averages. You can change this. Like if you know once you meet with somebody that they're gonna convert, most of you in here are probably 95% there. You can change these numbers, but it's automatically set. And this is right out of the red book. This takes the economic model. So then it comes over here.
And another thing, your listings, if you are not at 50%, you may need
Yep.
to adjust that as well. So that is something to look at.
Are you about 50-50 listings? Okay.
Cool.
If you're more buyers, you could adjust that number there. Okay, so it takes those and then it comes over here and
Okay,
says,
really quick.
yep, make her bigger.
Make sure there we go.
Okay, so your net income then, and this is based on 40-30-30, which is typical for,
It's out of the MREA.
yeah, if you're an individual agent, the top might be more 60% and we
Yeah.
can change that for you. So that would mean your net income is 180, your operating expenses are 135, your cost of sales is 135. Again, with that average commission, about 60, average sales price should be 277. It says technically you probably need 16 million in sales to make that work. So this compares it to the number you gave me at the beginning.
And like you said, if you're on a team, 30-30-40 is more you need to shoot at. However, smaller teams, individual agents, you're gonna have a higher profit margin because typically your cost of sales. So difference between cost of sales and operating expenses. Operating expenses are your fixed monthly expenses. So that's your rent, that's your agent billing, that's your board dues. That's everything that's gonna happen regardless if you have a transaction or if you don't. So that's a way to look at it. Cost of sale is what is the amount that you have to spend because of a cost of sale. So if you have a listing and you do special marketing, that is a cost of sale because if you didn't have that listing, you wouldn't do that marketing. If you paid a transaction coordinator, you wouldn't have that cost of sale if you had 0 transactions. So that's the way to look at those two, and then you can adjust those different percentages.
So that gives you your overview of where your numbers are going. This tells you what you gotta do to get it done. So again, it's split seller and buyer 50-50. That means you need to sell 30 units of each. If your conversion rate is 50, like if you have 50% fallout, which you don't, you'd have to have 60 clients on each side. If your conversion rate is 95, you would need 63 appointments for sellers for the year, 63 for buyers, which breaks down to 5.2 month sellers, 5.2. To hit this goal, you need to talk with 1.2 sellers and 1.2 buyers a week. Is that doable?
Absolutely, come on.
When you all look at the numbers and break this down, one a month or one a week is most common that we see everywhere. So again, this thing can print out and go right on your wall. But then here's my favorite one, because how many people sell more during certain times a year than other times a year? So here's the quarterly goal tracker. It takes those same numbers you just did, and it knows that in our area, 20% of sales happen in quarter 1, 30% in quarter 2, 27% in quarter 3, and 23% here. So again, we were saying 15 million,
60 sides.
60 sides, and 15
Oh,
million.
go down.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Average sales price on this one instead would have to be 250. You would need to sell 12 units in the first quarter, 4 per month, 18 in the second quarter, 6 per month, 16.2 third quarter, 5.4. But this breaks it down and still shows you the same numbers.
But Mike, how do I know what I've done in the past? I don't know my numbers. I've never tracked them.
I'm glad you asked. Did you know in Keller Williams, there's a thing that shows all of your records from the past?
Really?
It's called your month to month, no.
Your multi-year trend.
Multi-year trend. That's why.
Close. We didn't role play that one.
It's called your something or other.
So everybody has access to a multi-year trend, regardless if you've been here 1 month or if you've been here 5 years. And it's through your mykw.kw profile. If you need help accessing that, we'd be happy to help you. But it will tell you month over month and year over year, how many buy side transactions you've closed, how many list side, what is your average sales price, what is your 1099 income, how many closings have you had? So you can use those numbers to help correlate into what you need to do when you base off your goals. Now, first step though, if you don't know where to start, schedule an appointment with us. We'd love to go over this with you.
Absolutely.
Landon, myself, Mike, Shanna, Jason, we geek out over these kind of things. It's really fun and we really enjoy it. And the really cool thing is it doesn't have to be perfect. It is a fluid document, just like you would have in a Google Sheet or a Google Doc. Things change, goals change. Maybe what happens in your life that changes your motivation, and maybe you need to be more at home than you are in your business. That's totally okay. But I will tell you, if you write your goals down, you have a 60% chance higher of accomplishing that goal. So you just need to start and get it on paper.
So this thing will help you set these 3 things up. They're all printable and you can put them up there and look at them every day. So what we did with our team, we took that main template, we changed the color, just so I wouldn't get the 2 of them confused. And this is what we set up for the year. We would love to help you set your goal and your visions, so that every day you're walking in saying, this is what I gotta do today. And you can change the colors, you can change the format, but at least we have a system now where we can say, this is what we're working on for right now. So questions on those spreadsheets? I know we went through them really quick. Makes
The
perfect
one
sense.
that did it by quarter, because I have the main one, the quarter tracker.
So that's why we made this package. You'll get all 4 of those. You'll get the sample, the GPS on a tab, the economic model, and the quarter tracker all together.
Was that in the one you sent to me the other day?
I don't think so, because we just finished working on this weekend.
And the other thing, when you look at your multi-year trends, you may see that your quarter percentages are different. Like your busy month may be more in Q4, depending on your clientele or maybe where your leads are coming from. I know some people are based around the school system, so they're gonna have a higher time in August or maybe in the May part too. So you're able to look at your multi-year trends, break it out, and you can establish your own percentages
Yep.
to add to that quarter by quarter.
So if you want that triple spreadsheet, email me, MikeBrown417@kw.com. And either later today or tomorrow, I'll get that to you, because we've got an event we're doing this afternoon. But we want to help you set your goals so that it's so easy to start from the beginning of January 1. All right, more bonus material. How do you do your calling? We have the DTD2 for next year set up already. We can send you this also. What's the DTD2?
DTDT, I was gonna ask you that. You beat me to it.
Ask me.
It's do the database too. And so this is out of bold. And so when we say what your call schedule is, January 1, the week of January 1, you need to go through and in your database, you need to contact all of your clients that have the last name starting with A and starting with W. Now you don't have to think about what you have to do. Then
And-
you should text the people that have a last name starting in N.
And then after you do that, you feel like you've accomplished something for the week, rather than thinking, oh my gosh, I got 5,000 people I gotta call.
How many of us suffer from call bias?
Oh.
I don't really want to call that person or text that person. Maybe I talked to him last week. This takes the thought process out of it. So you could go through and you could set up your entire database based on these tags. And now you have task and command that tells you who to contact and you just have to do it, right? So if you're an individual agent and sometimes you're like, I don't have an admin that tells me what to do. Great, set yourself up in command so it can tell you what to do. And it can remove that call bias. So then you have your whole contact schedule. And what this does, it allows you to talk to your entire database every single quarter, which is part of a 36 touch plan out of the MREA.
So here's the easiest way to put in command. Whenever you put somebody in, tag them with DTD2 A and W or B and E or whatever they are. Then, like week 1 of January, you just filter by the DTD2 A and W and it pulls all those people up for you. So that way, because mine, I put it in on the first day of January. Well, guess what? It cycles. So now I got people coming in on Wednesday and Thursday, and leap year is going to throw it even weirder. So if you tag it, you can just pull up those people and know how to talk to them right then. A lot of stuff today.
A lot of good stuff.
So what are your action items? If you just listened to us, it was enjoyable. It's just entertainment.
You're welcome.
Yes.
However, say it again. Bethany.
Email Mike Brown. for
I've
that.
already
Go.
emailed. There we go.
So, yeah, my phone's already going crazy on some of those things.
And Landon put it also in the chat as well for anybody that's online.
Yep. Oh, I did the main one, so right now it's got Tim Holly's numbers. We'll get those out there
Okay.
before we send it. And we will send you a copy so you can save it. You won't be editing the same one over and over again.
And if you get this and you look at it and you go, oh my goodness, I forgot everything they said, where do I even start? Reach out to one of us. Just like when we train a class and we talk about how to complete your commissions tab, we know that it's not real life until you're actually needing to complete it, and that's when you need help. That's okay. Schedule a time with us. We're happy to go back over it with you. And then that way, we also know where your goals are at and how we can best support you as well.
Wait, if I'm an agent and I'm calling somebody on the leadership team, I'm not bothering them?
No, not at all. That's our job.
That's what we're here for.
We're here for you.
All right, next week, ugly Christmas sweater team meeting and the #2 lead generation source of top agents and strategies working in Rolla. So a lot next week. It's a fun time. If you want to bring in Christmas desserts, we won't tell you no. So it'll be a fun, jolly time for them.
Apparently Mike wants some.
I was always gonna quote something from Christmas Vacation. I can't say that.
I knew you were about to do it.
All right, thank you all for being here. Have a great day.
We ended early. You have 15 more minutes back in your day.
You can go
Celebrate.
call some people.